Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back. Unless you're new, in that case, just welcome for the first time. I hope you end up subscribing by the end of this. But anyways, I have another quick video here for everyone today, as I've been kind of working my way through this Omen franchise that I picked up on Blu-ray, trying to go through all 4 of those films, with this entry, which is for the final conflict, Omen 3, from 1981, starring Sam Neill, who you may know from this little film called Jurassic Park, but also in The Mouth of Madness, Event Horizon, Daybreakers for all of you horror fans, and if you're into the indie scene a little bit, an old film from the early 90s called Until the End of the World, which one day I'll do a video on that, but it's 4 hours and 45 minutes long, so we'll see. Anyways, the synopsis for this entry in the Omen franchise is as follows. The now adult Antichrist plots to eliminate his future divine opponent, while a cabal of monks plot to stop him. So, this entry is billed as, the last chapter in the Omen trilogy. And it definitely sets itself up that way. As I mentioned in the video for Damien, the Omen 2, this feels like, has a similar feel, that it feels like a chapter or an episode in a story planned throughout all of these sequels so far. Where, of course, the first one kind of just focused on the birth of Damien and the discovery and acceptance that he's the Antichrist. The second one focusing on him kind of coming to that realization, while others are circling around him to either assist or confirm and stop him. This one is simply that next step, so it's Damien in his early 30s, vying for both corporate and political influence, aware of who he is, what he is, having come to terms with and embracing being the Antichrist. We get this view that we hadn't really seen in the previous 2 films, the open acceptance of who he is and his plan as the Antichrist for stopping the second coming of Christ and dominating the world. So, as it mentions, we have this group of monks who know exactly who he is and what he is. They, know exactly that this person in particular is the Antichrist, and they have tools and plans to try to take him out. While Damien has assistance with his plans as well, being the Antichrist. But what sticks out to me about this one the most, I'd have to say, is how well Sam Neill actually plays his character. He has this sense of danger and power, yet somehow a lot of charisma that he really pulls off. He's very charming. He's not some power-hungry asshole who's kind of, who you would immediately want to resist, but somebody who could convince others to help him on his path. So we see his followers kind of gathering, manipulating what's happening around him, getting their hands dirty to ensure that he takes his place, for world dominance. Like the others, this one isn't about the danger directly from Damien and what he's doing so much as, as far as what actually makes it frightening, so much as like the situations around him and now the actions of his followers. For instance, we have luckily an implied, as we never see the detail, killing of children born on a certain day, literal infants born on a certain day who may be the second coming of Christ who can stop him. Seeing how cold and calculated his followers are that go along with this. People from all walks of life stepping in to basically murder these children. And as Sam Neill plays Damien, he plays it to that same charismatic effect in a way the entire time as these actions unfold. So it just kind of feels a bit more creepy and a bit more dangerous and just all out, all around evil. So as we approach the ending, we get what is obviously supposed to be the end of this story of the Omen. This glorious and triumphant ending, and evil is stopped and all is well. The way it's laid out, and the tagline stating that this is the last chapter in the Omen trilogy, again, there's 4 in this set, we'll let you know what happened. They truly meant to end it here, it feels like, which should make this part 4 interesting. Because the ratings are quite low. I think it was originally made for TV or something along those lines. I know they've tried to do other things with the Omen since. But with those, I'm going to go into it with some very low expectations for part 4, and I'm actually more interested in seeing what they did with the remake from the early 2000s to see what new stuff they wanted to bring to the story to try to retell it. But, and I believe there's also a prequel of some sort that's planned to come out in April of 2024, so more to come on that one. But back to this one, Sam Neill is the one who actually just makes this film. Everything about him just sells this film, makes it worth checking out. His performance alone carried everything about this film. It's dangerous and creepy and charismatic, and though there are a few slow spots here and there, just after about the halfway mark, we have seen that in a lot of movies, where somewhere around the halfway mark it kind of has this little lull, which I think could probably be fixed with a re-edit of some sort, maybe just trim 10 or 15 minutes off of it. The overall story, all things considered, this one is more than worth checking out. And speaking of checking out, thanks for checking out this latest entry for the third entry in this Omen franchise for the Final Conflict Omen 3 from 1981. Which at the time of this video is available on Hulu as well as paid rental. So if you're interested in these Omen films, head on over there, check it out. So far I'm 3 for 3. I've really liked all 3 of these, and I would watch all 3 of them again. Maybe even as like binging them all in one night. I've really been enjoying these stories, and I was especially very surprised with part 3. I really figured they would have just run out of steam by then. Part 4, we'll have to see how that is in the next week or two when I get that one done. Anyways, thanks for coming by and for sticking around to the end, as it really does help out quite a bit, as does subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, interacting with this, and checking out that back catalog of over 200. I can't believe I've done over 200 of these, and I haven't even hit the 3-year mark yet. Anyways, be sure to stick around at the end for some links that I have for some other videos, and you know, be sure to subscribe to see new ones as they come out, which is typically 1 to 3 times a week I try to put a video up. That's all I got. Thanks for coming by, and I will see you in the next one.